I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome.
Now, walk into the club like, what up? I got a big cock. I'm just pumped. I bought some shit from a thrift shop. Ice on the fringe is so damn frosty. The people like,
damn, that's a cold ass honky.
Rolling in hella deep, headed to the mezzanine. Dressed in all pink, set my gator shoes. Those are green, draped in a leopard mink. Girl standing next to me. Probably should have washed this. Smells like R. Kelly sheets. Piss. But shit, it was 99 cents. I get copping it, washing it. About to go and get some compliments. Passing up on those moccasins. Someone else has been walking in bummy and grungy fucking man. I am stunting and flossing and saving my money. And I'm hella happy that's a bargain, bitch. I'ma take your grandpa style. I'ma take your grandpa style. No, for real. Ask your grandpa, can I have his hand-me-down? Velour jumpsuit and some house slippers. Dookie brown leather jacket that I found. Dig it. It had a broken keyboard. I bought a broken keyboard. I bought a ski blanket. Then I bought a kneeboard. Hello, my ace man, my mellow. John Wayne ain't got nothing on my fringe game, hell no. I could take some pro wings, make them cool, sell those. The sneakerheads will be like, he got the Velcro.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome. I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome.
What she know about rocking the wolf on your noggin? What she knowin' about wearing a fur fox skin? I'm digging, I'm searching right through that luggage. One man's trash, that's another man's come up. Thank your granddad for donating that plaid button up shirt. Cause right now I'm up in her skirt. I'm at the Goodwill, you can find me in the I'm not stuck on searching in the section. Your grandma, your auntie, your mama, your mammy. I'll take those flannel zebra jammies secondhand and rock that motherfucker. The built-in onesie with the socks on that motherfucker. I hit the party and they stop in that motherfucker. They be like, oh, that Gucci, that's hella tight. I'm like, yo, that's $50 for a t-shirt. Limited edition, let's do some simple edition. $50 for a t-shirt, that's just some ignorant bitch. I call that getting swindled and pimped. I call that getting tricked by business. That shirt's hella dope. And having the same one as 6 other people in this club is a hella don't. Peep gang, come take a look through my telescope. Tryna get girls from a brand, man, you hella won't. Man, you hella won't.
Goodwill. Poppin' tags. Yeah.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome. I'll wear your granddad's clothes. I look incredible. I'm in this big ass coat from that thrift shop down the road. I'll wear your granddad's clothes.
Damn right.
I look incredible.
Come on, man.
I'm in this big ass coat from that thrift shop down the road. I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome.
Is that your grandma's coat?
Take Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, bass. Yeah, it's pretty clear, I ain't no size 2, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to do. Cause I got that boom boom that all the boys chase, and all the right junk in all the right places. I see the magazines working out Photoshop. We know that shit ain't real, come on now make it stop. If you got beauty, just raise them up. Cause every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Yeah, my mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She says boys like a little more booty to hold a knife. And no, I won't be no stick figure silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass. Hey, I'm bringing booty back. Go ahead and tell them skinny bitches that. No, I'm just playing, I know y'all think you're fat, but I'm here to tell you, every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. Yeah, my mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She says boys like a little more booty to hold a knife. And no, I won't be no stick figure silicone Barbie doll. So if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass.
It's too hard to sleep. I got the sheets on the floor, nothing on me, and I can't take it no more. It's 100 degrees. I got one foot out the door. Where are my keys? Cause I gotta leave, yeah. In the back of the cab, I took the drive, I had a turn. Get me the fast. I got your body on my mind. I want it bad. Ooh, just the thought of you gets me so high, so high. Girl, you the one I want to move it. And if you want me, girl, you got me. There's nothing I know I wouldn't do just to get up next to you. Girl, you the one I want
I live on the second floor. I live upstairs from you. Yes, I think you've seen me before. If you hear something late at night, some kind of trouble, some kind of fight, just don't ask me what it was. Just don't ask me what it was. Just don't ask me what it was. And they only hit until you cry. After that, you don't ask why. You just don't argue anymore. Just don't argue anymore. Just don't argue anymore.
You'll say we've got nothing in common, no common ground to start from, and we're falling apart. You'll say the world has come between us, our lives have come between us. Still I know you just don't care. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany? She said, I think I remember the film. And as I recall, I think we both kinda liked it. And I said, well, that's the one thing we got. I see you, the only one who knew me, but now your eyes see through me. I guess I was wrong. So what now? It's plain to see we're over, and I hate when things are over. So much is left undone. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany? She said, I think I remember the film. And as I recall, I think we both kinda liked it. And I said, well, that's the one thing we got. Say that we've got nothing in common, no common ground to start from, and we're falling apart. You'll say the world has come between us, our lives have come between us. Still I know you just don't care. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany? She said, I think I remember the film. And as I recall, I think we both kinda liked it. And I said, well, that's the one thing we got.
new diamond, and they don't make you like they used to. You're never going out of style. Ooh, pretty baby, this world might have gone crazy. The way you save me, who could blame me when I just wanna make you smile? I wanna do you like Michael, I wanna kiss you like Prince. Let's get it on like Marvin Gaye, like Hathaway. Write a song for you like this. You're over my head, I'm out of my mind, thinking I was born in the wrong time. One of a kind, living in a world gone plastic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic. 4,000 roses, anything for you to notice. All the way to serenade you, doing it's not style. I'ma pick you up in a Cadillac like a gentleman, bring it glamour back, keep it real to real in the way I feel. I could walk you down the aisle. I wanna do you like Michael, I wanna kiss you like Prince. Let's get it on like Marvin Gaye, like Hathaway. Write a song for you like this. You're over my head, I'm out of my mind, thinking I was wrong in the wrong time. It's like I rewind, everything is so throwback-ish. I kinda like it how you're out of my league, old school chic, like a movie star from the silver screen. You're one of a kind, living in a world gone plastic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic.
Baby, you're class and baby, you're sick. I never met a girl like you ever till we met. A star in the 40s, centerfold in the 50s. Got me tripping out like 60s. Hippies, queen of the discotheque. A 70s dream and an 80s best. Hepburn, Beyonce, Marilyn, Massive. Girl, you're timeless. Just so classy. Over my head, I'm out of my mind, thinking I was wrong
in the wrong time. It's like I rewind, everything was so throwback-ish. I kinda like it how you're out of my league, old school chic, like a movie star from the silver screen. You're one of a kind, living in a world gone plastic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic.
Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Yeah, we'll be counting stars. Like a swinging vine, swing my heart across the line. In my face is flashing signs. Seek it out and ye shall find. Old, but I'm not that old. Young, but I'm not that bold. And I don't think the world is sold. I'm just doing what we're told. I feel something so right, doing the wrong thing. And I feel something so wrong, doing the right thing. I could lie, couldn't lie, couldn't lie. Everything that kills me makes me feel alive. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. Baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Hey. I feel your love and I feel it burn down this river every turn. Hope is our four-letter word. Make that money, watch it burn. Old, but I'm not that old. Young, but I'm not that bold. And I don't think the world is sold. I'm just doing what we're told. And I feel something so wrong. We're doing the right thing. surrounds me makes me wanna fly. Lately I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Say no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. Lately I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we.
Are we all ready? So whenever you want. I believe first to congratulate Madrid for the win, and I believe we lost the match for two reasons. First, Madrid played excellent basketball. The first 20 minutes, 74% of two-pointers and 46% of three-pointers. That's very difficult. But as you know, you play as the opponent can handle, and we could handle, and we helped. On the first 20 minutes we did not play, but we helped Real Madrid's game. We were not at the level that is needed. You wouldn't lose in the first 5 minutes, but my feeling is that we were not at a level that is prepared to play this match from the physical point of view. As usual, when you start a match, one scores, the other doesn't score, and 3 defensive rebounds, and 3 consecutive ones after Madrid's short, 3 offensive rebounds without any problem whatsoever. And that seems that is not important if you analyze the whole match. But sometimes the way you begin is the way you finished. And tonight we were not at a level to win this match against a team that, as I've mentioned, was very much motivated, not only on the attack, but we all know that Madrid has many talents, a lot of experience on the attack, but today they had an excellent defense, and we didn't find the match. On the third and fourth quarter, we improved our defense, we improved our willingness to win, to play, but it was not enough to compete tonight against Real Madrid. Questions for the coach, please. As usual, identify yourself and the company that you represent. Thank you. No questions? All right, thank you then.
Let's Marvin Gaye and get it on. You got the healing that I want. Just like they say in the song. Till the dawn, let's Marvin Gaye and get it on. We got this king size to ourselves. Don't have to share with no one else. Don't keep your secrets to yourself. It's Kama Sutra show and tell. Yeah. Whoa. There's loving in your eyes that pulls me closer. It's so subtle. I'm in trouble, but I love to be in trouble with you. Let's Marvin Gaye and get it on. You got the healing that I want. Just like they say in the song. Till the dawn, let's Marvin Gaye and get it on. You got to give it up to me. I'm screaming mercy, mercy, please. Just like they say in the song. Till the dawn, let's Marvin Gaye and get it on.
And when you leave me all alone, I'm like a stray without a home. I'm like a dog without a bone.
Bueno, buenas noches.
Good evening. As usual, we'll start with assessment from the coach and then questions. First, to congratulate my team for the win. I believe we had quite a solid work for 40 minutes. Defensively, I believe that we were on the right positions all the time. We answered most of their shots. We had a bit of a problem with a player on the penetrations. But in general, we were quite solid. After that, we were able to have the pace of the match. We were able to play offensively, looking for the open man, moving the ball with an extra pass. In general, I matched without being brilliant, quite solid, knowing that we had an opponent who plays with a lot of energy, with a lot of quality, and happy because of the win and difference in a regular league of 30 matches. Questions for Pablo, as usual. Please identify yourself and the company that you represent over there. Luis Fernandez, Real Madrid Television. Pablo, congratulations for this win. The attitude from the team from the beginning, second quarter, the impossible shot from Facu before the break. I don't want to forget a lot of many moments, but so many moments for this classic. For me, each moment of a match is important, although it may not seem so. Any situation may be determinant. Quite often you stay with the shots, Facus of course, from one court to the next. At the end of the day, the feeling is that the work was providing some fruit. Gustavo Ayón, if I have to provide an example, numbers are not bright for him. That talks about the team quite well, how solid we were throughout the match, and many positive actions both from the defensive and offensive point of view. I'd like to ask first about Rudy. We didn't see him in the Palace. And then I would like to ask two questions. Usually when things go poorly, they ask on the break what you tell the players when there's a reaction. And when you leave with over 20-something points, what's the message you gave to your players and how you saw the three shooters from Campasso, that everyone was running to the locker room and you seemed to wanted to run as well. Brutus, actually, he came this morning and he had a very high fever to try to reduce that, but as the day was going by, he was kind of going for the worst. So it's kind of absurd in those conditions. He went home. He was going to play easily, but it made no sense because he had 38, 39 nearly temperature. He trained during the day, but he was getting worse throughout the day. He was sent home, and we'll see how he evolves on these days. Regarding the break today, just reminding situations we were doing from the defensive point of view. which was quite well, and from the offensive point of view, no matter how correct we were, and of course when you have that advantage, to remind them that the match is not over. I think that's something normal. There are 20 minutes left and teams with the quality of Barcelona can turn the thing around. We're talking about the Euroleague. We had matches this season where we were behind and we were able to turn it around, so we had to keep focused. And a focused three-pointer, I nearly didn't see him because there were so many people. I saw the ball flying, the belt, and I just saw it go in, and I noticed it was within time. And I'm happy, of course, because it was to finish with something special. I believe last year Luca was the one with the three-pointers. We could do that every match, although it doesn't actually seem. I think last week Facu scored again. We're going to have to train that three-pointer. Hello, Pablo from Braco. I don't know if you go to the match with special willingness after what happened in the Palau a few weeks ago, and if one of the messages was not to decrease intensity, to have the highest difference, because in the classical, the mental factor and the more difference is better. Thank you. I think your question goes a bit beyond. Honestly, on their match they were better, they won. We were not proper, and some of our players were missing, and that was important. But these are totally different competitions, and we're in the regular league with 34 days on the Endesa League and 30 on the Euroleague. So I think what it's important is for a team that's on the higher part of classification of the Euroleague to finish with, I believe, 4 matches ahead and a very good difference in case there was a tied-up or average, which on the first round is something all teams must look at. On the breakout bit, I answered before that we have to keep intensity, not because we wanted to have an extra difference, but because we had to respect the opponent has the highest quality and he can get back. Congratulations for the win, Marcos from Solo Basket. I would like to ask, further to the intensity that you're talking about, it seems that you have to bear in mind the chemistry amongst players, because from the second quarter, which is where they took off, it seemed that they were having fun play and there was nearly no need that you would have to set a play. So I'd like to ask about, what do you think about the chemistry this team is having amongst themselves? I think that's something that is not work for one match, it's work for the first day of training. Independently of a specific plays or defenses, of tactical issues, there are some situations that are important, and in that sense the team, I believe, it always acts quite united in general. They are all aware of what each of them can perform, what can be good for the team. I think I'm lucky enough to have great players. And of course, if we have Carroll, we find him because he's a scorer. We have other players that provide more of defense, or the rebounds, or that pass better. So within that, the team needs to grow. All of them may improve. And today I have the feeling that all of them felt well because the team was quite solid on the defense and the offense. Hello, Pablo, Pedro San Miguel. I would like to ask 2 things. First, about Gabriel Dex. If you're still surprised, although it was mentioned before his performance. And the other one, Pesci, maybe he was physically not at that level. You said that you managed to have some extra assists, and there were several open three-pointers. Did you provide that message of finding the time of place? Because the statistics reflects that you did that a lot. I believe Gabi, from the first day, I'm not surprised. I don't know what to answer. Gabi doesn't surprise. We believe he's a player that when we hired him last year, we knew what we were bringing, the highest level from the defensive and the offensive point of view regarding his attitude. So we're really happy to have him with us, and I believe he helps a lot. So I'm not surprised, and I'm happy that you value in a year that it's always difficult, the first year in a new team. Regarding the attack situation, I always say that the thing I'm most worried about is that we shoot properly, then you can score or not, but I'm going to provide an example. I believe Randall had 3 pointers on the break, 3 or 4. I think it was 3 on the break. When he sat down on the bench, I congratulate him, not because of the 3 pointers, but for all the things that he was doing quite good for the team regarding energy, assist, rebounding. And then if you're by yourself, I have players with quality, but that's the point, to be able to work so they can have their best shots by themselves. But we knew they had an aggressive defense, and we were able to move the ball quite well. Congratulations on the win. This is the 5th Classico in which you win the Barca in the Euroleague. I would like to ask if, beyond the sports part, if there's a psychological battle, winning an unstable cycle, and the other one who's trying to look and find their star. It's not the way I think. I try to focus on each match, and each match is a different one. I believe my work as a Real Madrid coach is to respect all opponents, no matter if it's Barcelona or not. We don't think Barcelona is the match we need to win. We have to win Barcelona, we have to win Lugo on Sunday, and we have to win other matches, especially this time during the season, where the goals are to go amongst the first 8 in the Euroleague, try to be amongst the first 4, which is not easy, and it's quite important for us. And then there's a league, we have to stay as high as possible, classify to the cup, and keep on fulfilling goals. We don't think it's more relevant one of the wins or another because it's Barcelona or SS Pilsen or Cesca. There are moments in the season, and I'm sure that I'm answering that the player can be more motivated on a game like this, but in that sense I'm trying to keep it clear that every day is important, not just every match but every training day. Last question over there. A match that has started with a very important event for Pedro Fernandez. How do you leave that, and how do you see the Palace? I didn't mention it before. I think it's a wonderful recognition. Pedro is an institution within this club, and to have nights like today, there always have to be someone pushing from behind, and Pedro was probably one of the ones pushing most over time. So I'm really happy about the recognition Pedro had. Very well deserved recognition people gave to him, the Palace, and I was more thing of devoting a win against an opponent and having a good match. Okay, thank you, good evening.